This is attempt 2. The first attempt was 76%. It's hard to see this close up. Hello, I'd like to share a story about a boy who lives here in the United States that was sent back to Russia. Last September, this woman living in Tennessee, her name is Tori Hansen. She's 32 years old, works as a nurse, and she's a single woman. She decided to adopt a 7-year-old Russian boy. Well, later, she became fed up with this boy and decided to send him back to Russia. When he arrived in Russia, he was alone. On April 8th, this was on a Thursday this year, and people didn't know what was going on with him. But going back to September of last year, at the initial adoption, when the mother brought him here, he had a new home, new family, new surroundings, and everything seemed to be going well. But later, the family started experiencing major problems with him. So the grandmother, Nancy Hansen, contacted the Russian adoption agency and explained to them that they lied to the family and didn't warn them that this child had issues. She was explaining what kind of problems she had. She said, well, when I tell him he can't have a toy or a video, he gets in a fisted rage and gets upset, and he starts hitting and spitting and screaming and threatening to kill everyone. He's only 7 years old. He's drawing pictures of burning houses and blowing things up and threatening to kill the entire family. Well, we've requested help several times, but to no avail. Finally, the mother decided to contact a psychologist in hopes to get counseling and perhaps bring them together one-on-one, but that never happened. So she decided now she has a dilemma. What is she going to do about school? She decided to homeschool him and teach him English and planned on placing him in a regular school in fall. But in February, his aunt was helping him with math, and he had made numerous mistakes, and she told him to do it over, and he blew up. And you know those shapes with names on them? He picked those up and started throwing them. At this time, the mother and the aunt had been fed up, so she decided to buy a ticket to send him back, and the mother paid this man $200 to pick him up at the airport and drop him off at the Office of Education there in Russia. When he arrived, all he had on him was a note and explaining that I've done my best for this child and he's a threat to my family and my friends, so I'm sending him back. Well, the Russian authorities, when they caught wind of this, they were outraged, and they decided to suspend all U.S. Russian adoptions. Plus, Tennessee was also holding their own investigation of this mother. Russia states that this has happened several times, where parents decide that they don't want the children and send them back to Russia, or want to send them back, or something happens to them. But last year, over 1,000 children were adopted from Russia. There's this agency there called World Association for Parents and Children, who coordinate adoptions between America and Russia. And they are also being investigated at this time. They may lose their license. But the parents who have children over there that have experienced good adoptions, that want to love these children and bring these children over, are being stopped because of this suspension. So they're worried about what will happen to those children being in institutions and not having parents to love and support them. But Russia doesn't want to send children over here for us to have problems with and then want to send them back. So they're deciding on whether the boy is now an official U.S. citizen or not. for example, here in the United States, if someone's born here, we have a birth certificate. So if something happens that goes wrong in an adoption, you can easily go to court and decide negligence, or if someone's been abandoned or neglected. If there's complaints, there's something to do here, and they can decide whether you've broken the law. But this has never happened between Russia before, so there's major debates on what's going on. It's a terrible situation. That was attempt 2, and quickly, before I run out of time here, the back translation, I agreed with everything except I disagreed with matching effect and processing time. On both videos, the psychologist, can you see me? I broke up psychologists. Assuming that's prosody, I was psychologist, sounding like I was sounding it out. I was right on top of Hanson, so I should have waited a little bit longer after that. I said a couple ums and likes and you know, which is not common for me. I'm pretty good at not doing that, but there are parts where she races, and it's hard, even though I'm maintaining in memory, I'm trying to figure out, processing how to fit it in to what I've just seen. So my voice, I've noticed in the voicing, tends to diminish when I'm not sure of what I'm going to say next, or if I'm not sure I've gotten the whole picture or not. So I would rate this second fidelity at 70%, a 6, an 8, and an 8, averaging to a 70%. I'll go ahead and email you. I'm not sure if we're supposed to explain everything on the paper or not on this video, so I'm going to go ahead and try to send it into you some other way, but I'll check back with you to find out. The difficulty score was 1.6. I hope I did that correctly. Put an X in the box and add the numbers and divide by 7. I finished that. It was a 1.6, and the problem with trying to do this online, I don't know if you opened it up to be completed online, but just like my scholarship, because I don't have Word 7, 2007, I cannot complete any fields that are on UNF's website because they're in 07, and I tried to transfer them over and reformat, but I couldn't do it. So I will touch base with you. This is the end of my attempt 2. Thank you. Have a great day.